We didn't listen to God. Our forefathers didn't listen to him. Now, God ain't going to rewrite the book. All captivity for us is going to be the same. And that was the captivity of 70 years when we had to go to Babylon. But God told us to increase. That's mean we ain't supposed to be practicing no abortion. We're supposed to be increasing, not killing our devil self. Not letting our babies be dead. Increase, he said. Pray for the city where you're going to. Keep the city clean. We ain't supposed to be living in these nasty cities and making it dirty. We're supposed to clean up the place where we live. We ain't supposed to have paper all around us and nasty stuff around. We're supposed to, if you're in Cincinnati, we're supposed to clean up the neighborhood that we living in. God told us to do the right thing. Practice capitalism. Capitalism ain't nothing but building houses and taking and planting vineyards and being independent. God told us to be independent. Now read on. He says that, read on, I want to show you something. He said, what? Now go to, I'm the one caused you to be carried away captive. God the reason we had to come over here in North America for 400 years. Because of the promise that Abraham made concerning us. See? We treated God wrong and we had to suffer the consequences. But he said, go to the captivity, plant you some vineyards, take your wife, give your sons wives, that you may increase and not diminish. Every time they kill one of these little black babies, you diminishing, stupid. They cutting you off every day. Now, you got to tell your little daughter, don't be going out there killing your baby. We can take care of your little child. No, we done killed all these white folks done killed all of us in the womb. Look at all the black folk, they done get dirty white woman that passed that law that we was growing like weeds and that we was messing up roses. She had a nerve to call the little white baby a rose and called us a bunch of weeds to cut us off so we wouldn't increase. Boy, when the story is finally told, this stuff is going to make a brass monkey cry. When the whole story is told of what happened to dead Jacob, black Israel, it's going to make a brass monkey cry. They told us to plant vineyards, practice capitalism. That's what capitalism is. You buy something, you sell it. You live independent. You don't live off of the government. You don't live off of food stamp. You live off of your energy. And that's what Lincoln tried to do for us, give us 40 acres and a mule. But they put that nasty, dirty Democrat, Dixiecrat in, and he did away with everything Lincoln was going to do for us. Lincoln was interested in us. God made him interested in us. Lincoln was sitting down one day, and a man walked up to President Lincoln and gave him a note. And the note said, you ain't nothing but the N-word. You're nothing but the N-word. In other words, you ain't nothing but a Negro. But he used the other word to be nasty to Lincoln. Lincoln had that note. They killed him. If we had got them 40 acres and that mule with some education behind it, look what we'd be today. 40 acres and a mule. Now, the mule would have died, but we'd have bought a tractor with the products that we would have made from the land. We always have been business people anyway. We wasn't running around begging for nothing. That's when the Bible tells us to train up a child in the way he should go. We learn trades from our fathers, shoemakers, clothes makers, different colors, dyeing purple. Purple was a proper color. We used to take and dye that. We raised cattle. We raised those beautiful bulls that there ever was. I was talking to my friend in Dallas yesterday, and she raised the black bulls. And she still living, 93 years old. And I was out there with her, and she said, well, don't go near that bull this time, because I ain't had time to train him, and he'll kill you, because he's in heat, and I ain't took him down to deal with those heifer cows. And she had him chained up to a red big tree. She said, don't go with that, he'll kill you, because he was in heat. We used to raise the most prettiest bulls and stuff. That's why Joseph told his brothers, go over here, because the Egyptians think the cow is a god. And it's abomination to eat with the Egyptians, because we are cattle raisers. We eat beef. Come on now. When the whole story is told, I want you to understand this. It's going to make a brass monkey cry, how we've been treated. They went overboard on us. You ain't supposed to cut nobody off where they don't know nothing about themselves. You supposed to let people keep their name. Everywhere else we went in captivity, they allowed us to keep our name. Daniel kept his name. Yes, they named him Belteshazzar, but he still knew his name was Daniel. These dirty, rotten folk done took our name and cut us off. We don't know who we are or where we came from. But it didn't hurt me, you know what I mean? I'll use Robert Campbell, all right. I know my real name. And say what your name is what you know in your head. You ain't got to let everybody know who you are. Sometimes they hate you more. But at least I know who I am. I mean, I know I ain't no Negro. I know I'm Israel. I know who I am. I mean, I'm not. I know who I am. I know what I can do and what I can't do. I know ain't no white man never been as sharp as my black daddy. I know they've been inferior to me all the day long. They was never high as my people was. They give you all these movies talking about Samson and talking about the great king of Israel. These are black people. The whole thing is black people. If you trace this stuff back, you're going to end up with some black people who disobeyed, and God raised up some white people to whoop their rump for a season. Ain't no white history. It's all black history. White folks blow the nose off of them Egyptian idols down there. It wasn't about a devil's idol anyway. They worship the sky. They know that they wasn't first. We taught them everything they know. The Apostle Paul, who was a black man from the tribe of Judah, taught the Gentiles everything they know. Will they teach us when you wake up and smell the coffee and get your name back? Oh, you acting like a peasant because they done cut you out and gave you a peasant name. But it don't work on me because I know my name. I know who I am. I use Robert Campbell. That's my business name. It's not no that's crazy name, but it ain't my name. It's Master's name that he put on us, so-called Master. Master Campbell took Israelite Campbell and named him Campbell. He took Israelite Rod and name me Campbell. But I still know my name. I didn't lose my name. I still got it. I still know who I really am. Then he gave my name, Israel, to some white boy. Run around talking about he was a Jew. That he was from Abraham's seed. These people ain't from no Abraham's seed. Now, he told us to be a capitalist. Purchase a vineyard. You ain't supposed to be following no socialism and none of this dumb stuff. Now stick with Donald Trump. Let him make the place great again. Because you need somewhere to hang out until you get ready to go home to your own house. You don't be laying around here with no food and nothing in your refrigerator, nothing. Starving to death. Stick with Trump. Let him go on and make America great again. Because it's going to be trickled down good for you. Because that way you can last to the time to go home. Because you're not staying here no longer, baby. You've been here long enough. God told you when he gave you the 400 years, I'm going to bring you out with great substance. You're not going to stay there forever. It's temporarily. You ain't got life in America. God didn't give you no life sentence where you can't never get. He just sent you to the best penitentiary on town. This is the best penitentiary to do your time in, America. Ain't no better place to do your time than America. Now, I want to go right back to Jeremiah. I want to read a little bit more of that. He said, you're supposed to do what? You're supposed to plant vineyards. You're supposed to tell your daughter, give your daughter a good husband. Don't make her no lesbian. Get a good one of these boys. And it's another thing. We let these little black boys run around here and do what they want to do. Somebody needs to shake them up. They're out of order. Some of these black adults need to get these boys, because they all belong to some black family, and make them quit doing all this dumb stuff. They let these kids, that's when the Bible says that children gonna run over you. But a child running around with a gun in his hand, killing his little brother, acting a fool all over, his pants hanging all down on his butt. We're supposed to grab these little guys and make men out of them. Come on now, you ain't gonna pull your pants up. Nobody want to see your underwear. We let these children just do what they want to, and they done got out of, they just done tore up the place. Where's the adult men and women who birthed these guys? I couldn't get by with it with my mothers. She gonna whip me with an ironing cord, whether I like it or not. And if I snatch the ironing cord, then she gonna grab the broom and whip me with it. How many broom whippers I got? Grabbing the ironing cord. Hide the ironing cord. Where's my ironing cord? I done hid it. You ain't gonna, you ain't gonna be able to find it. I got to hid it somewhere. And then, when my whooping is over with, then I'm gonna put it right where it was right. Mama, it was right there in your face. No, you hear this, you're dead. Well, I ain't let you whoop with no ironing cord. I'm tired of ironing cord whoopings. So I'm gonna hide it. How many times I hid the ironing cord? My mother couldn't iron because she couldn't plug her iron up, because sometimes I wouldn't even tell her where it was at. Because I'd be mad myself. Let her find it on her own. I should have did that. That was a bad thing. But man, she kept whooping me with the ironing card, and then when she whooped me is at 3 o'clock in the morning when I got on the old Raggedy Army T-shirt. And everything else, I'm naked. That's my pajamas, this old T-shirt. And then she come in there, snatching the cover back, and I look up, Mama, what's going on? You didn't wash them dishes. These kids that we got need the ironing cord whipping sometime. We done let them get out of control. Running around doing all this stuff, tearing up things, won't mind nobody. Now, we ought to be ashamed ourselves for our little children doing what they're doing. Now, the police got to correct them. Now, ain't no police supposed to correct your little boy. You're supposed to correct them yourself so you can still see him, because the police start correcting him, you ain't going to see him no more. You're going to his funeral. My mama never called no police. Snatched me in my collar. My mama was a bully anyway. She always bullying. She didn't bully her husband. Yes, I call her, you don't call no police on my, I'm the police. Now, we didn't let these kids get by too long. We black folk got to straighten up and fly right and quit condemning the police for our bad kids. We're supposed to make sure they do the right thing and not get killed. We're supposed to teach them how to be men, how to work, how to be productive. No, we turn them over to the Democrats. The Democrats done made them so lazy that they got to go steal something to get a pair of shoes. Now, we're supposed to make a mind. We ain't supposed to be bragging about no baby they brought home that wasn't married. They wasn't married to the girl. We ain't supposed to let them be little homemuggers running around, hoeing all over the place, going with every little girl he see. We got to put some order on these kids. Now, we want to blame the police, the police. No, if you make him, bring him up like you Helen brought me up, well, the police, when he meet the police, he's going to be nice. Even though he may be doing something crooked, the police going to think he's the best kid in town. That's what I did, because when I met the police, I was still a little bad boy, but my mama, I never wanted the police to take me to my mother. Because they ain't, take me on down to juvenile. Come on now. Where you live at now? I give a false address, because they go tell my mama, man. You gonna tell the police, thank you, officer, for bringing him here. But shoot, the police will probably feel sorry for me. Because I'm going to have to take all my clothes off and get an ironing cord whooping, whether I like it or not. You don't care what you like. You shouldn't have never did nothing. We got to make our kids straighten up, baby. Come on now. These little boys run around, tearing up the neighborhood, shooting one another at night. They got a mom and a daddy. What happened? Now, they probably done ran the daddy away, but shoot, my mother played daddy and mama. She played daddy and mama. Some of these black women used to play daddy and mama. They don't care nothing about you. Your daddy gone. That means you're going to get a terrible whooping. Because I got to work up to take care of you and get you some shoes and everything. And you done worried me, and I got all the pressure on me. Come here. I actually jumped out the window one time. Out the second floor window, my mom was getting ready to baptize me with the bean water. Boiling on the stove, you know. Mama, don't pour that on me. You know, I opened the window and jumped out the window. You got to make these kids mine. You got to quit condemning the police and make these kids straighten their rump up so you can see them again. But you ain't got to go to no funeral. Now, we're going back here to Jeremiah one more time, and I'm going to be through. We're in Jeremiah chapter number 39. You need to read that whole chapter. Read on, Brother Rick. Start reading there down where he says again, plant you some vineyards. Start that verse again.
All right.
Start at capitalism again.
Okay. Build ye,
you got it?
Yeah, build ye houses.
Now he told us to build houses.
And dwell in them.
And then dwell in these houses. Don't be worried about them building, building. Build you a nice house and live in it. Where they can't be talking about somebody else's tearing up the place. Read on what he said.
And plant gardens. And
plant your garden.
And eat the fruit of them.
And so then you got something to eat. You ain't got to keep running to Kroger's. You plant you a nice garden, get you some chickens, and plant you a nice garden and eat the fruit of the garden and be a capitalist. That's what he told us to do. Now read on what he said.
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Get you some sons and daughters. Don't let your daughter go killing your baby. Boy, don't let your daughter go, don't let your girl go kill your baby. Be a man. You got her pregnant, you're supposed to marry her. You're supposed to have married her before the baby came. But since you didn't do it, this is your baby. And you got to take care of him and not put everything on her. You got to take care of your babies. Come on, don't be making babies all around here. You ain't going to take care of no baby. Poor little girls, that's lock you up so much that they turn into lesbians themselves because you done fooled around and got yourself in the penitentiary. All the boys in the penitentiary, the girls that start going with one another. That's where all this devilish same-sex stuff comes from. Ain't no girl supposed to marry no other girl. She's supposed to be some man's wife. And she will be some man's wife when we get home. This is not going to go on when we leave. When we get out of this raggedy jungle and go back to our land, these girls going to turn back and start acting like a girl instead of some boy. We're going to be mended. And these boys going to straighten up and act like a man instead of a sissy. You're going to quit switching. You don't have no sissies running around. You a man. You got the organ of a man. And you ain't supposed to be doing nothing that you're going to stink. Another man ain't got nothing for you but something to stink. You're supposed to have a woman and you're supposed to treat her like a queen. Somebody got to tell y'all the truth. Don't get mad at me. I wish your mom and daddy had told you, but they don't know how to tell you nothing because they got cut off. They couldn't cut me off. I told my two boys I never will forget, if you don't want to serve God, that's between you and him. But be good citizens. Be good citizens. I don't want to visit you in no penitentiary. I don't hear nothing about you going to jail. Now, your relationship with God is between you and him. But I don't want to be visiting you in jail nowhere. and be a good citizen and learn how to work, go to work, take care of your family. That's what I told both my boys. And go to school and get a good education. I'm going to pay for your education. My son told me one day, he said, I ain't never had to fight, Daddy, because you sent me to Mola, and they don't fight out there. Well, I sent you there for one purpose, to learn what white folks is doing, and I'm going to teach you what you supposed to be doing as a black man. But you got to have both of these educations. They're going to give you an education how to function in their society, and I'll give you education how to live forever and handle their societies. That's what a daddy's supposed to do. And he told me one day, he said, Daddy, I ain't never had to fight. So I thank you for sending me to Mola, man. I told the other one to send him to Roger Baker. Sent the girl to Sarah Marion. You got to spend money on your kids. You want a good, sharp kid, you got to educate him. You can't allow him to educate himself. He going to run around like a little heathen. I taught them who they are. Taught them what's going on in the world. You know, he said, my daddy, thank you for the way you raised me. I'm making money now. I'm getting ready to make $100,000 a year. Okay. I told my grandson the same thing. This guy getting ready to go back to school. Construction engineer. I said, you don't want to be doing all the work. You want to be showing people how to do work. Now stay in there and get that degree as a construction engineer. And he in school, and he get ready to go back. You know, that's how much money did you make this year just helping somebody in construction work. You need that experience. He said, well, I made so much money, Daddy. You know, Granddaddy, I made money. You know. I said, you need that experience. But don't be thinking you're going to work like that. I want you to be telling folk how to work, not working, breaking your body all up when you get 50 years old. We got to teach our kids how to work with their mind. The mind is a terrible thing not to have nothing in it, but some bad white information. What you need with white bad information in your head, baby? Don't want to get that Gentile education, but get you a black education too. Get you I know who I am education. I know who I am education. Get that one. Use the other one for business purposes. You're in a white world. Every day you wake up in a white world and a Sunday world. Every day you wake up in a white world and a Sunday world. So you got to have some black world in your mind that you just gonna be just a Sunday white world. You're gonna be just white. You're gonna be black, but you'll be white in your mind. You don't want to be white in your mind. You want to be white with information. You want to be black in your mind. You want to be Israel in your mind. That you got power with God and man and help prevail. You don't want to be acting like no devilish peasant.